Hello and welcome to TinkerTanks-WoT. We're in a Tier 5 battle on Pearl River today in the Tier 5 German premium medium tank, the T-25. This is not a tank that ever got off the drawing board. It was actually a proposal from Skoda in Czechoslovakia. It was set to use a 7.5 centimeter autoloader, but for interests of game balance, I presume, Wargaming has elected to give it a standard 7.5 millimeter cannon. Which is not, fantastic at this tier, but it's okay. 110 penetration, 110 average damage, and a shot about every 4 seconds. So it's really not quite as good as the top tier guns in most of the tier 5s, but then it's a premium tank. It's not supposed to be quite as good as a fully upgraded standard tank. And it's not. Hull rotation and turret rotation are really more what you'd expect in a heavy tank than a medium, but it does have a good turn of speed in a straight line, which helps to balance things out a bit. The front armor of the hull is well sloped, but the turret face is vertical, so you're not going to bounce a lot of shots off your turret face. But it's a pretty decent tank, and it's good for what premiums are good for: grinding credits and getting experience for your regular medium German tank crews. So, I am heading north in this game, up to the brawling area, even though this is not an ideal brawling tank. But the ground up there offers a fairly good chance to limit the enemy's ability to fire at you from multiple directions. So, that's useful and good for this tank, since the hull and turret traverse are not spectacularly good, as you demonstrate by running into rocks because I can't turn fast enough at full speed. You have to plan your turns a little bit in this tank, otherwise you will, run into rocks. Okay, so approaching the place we expect to run into the enemy, and we run into the enemy. What a surprise. So, moving up to see what I can get a shot on, we have an enemy light who is rather exposed. He probably should have gone a bit further forward, but he can't really, but now he's exposed to fire from 2 directions, which is going to spell his doom. And we have another light tank coming up the way. Oh no, it's a medium. That's a Matilda. As I said, I have a very small image to work from doing these voiceovers because Apple screwed up iMovie. So, take him out, taking shots from the side, lose a track. I hit the repair kit because I have to get out of the way of that gun, or he's just going to whittle my health down to nothing. And it's the Tier 5 Premium Reward Stug, who does not have exceptionally good armor, apparently, if I could penetrate him at that angle. And I need to get him off our flank before we have to deal with anything serious on the main line of attack. And he has a friend, but as long as I can keep that friend from shooting at me while I deal with the Stug, he's not a problem. And now to get that light off our flank. For one thing, we don't want him spotting. For another, he could fire into the sides of our tanks and do some damage. But he's not really a match for this tank in a head-up confrontation. So I'm going to head further along to the east to see what else is coming from this direction. We've got a couple of heavy tanks coming up on my friends back behind. So, seeing nothing from this direction, I'm going to head back there and see if I can't help deal with those. I think they're KV-1s. And, once again, my driving, I'll blame it on the tank. That's it. And there he is. Put a critical hit on him. I would much rather do damage, but I'll take what I can get. And there's another one. Get a good shot into his side, but he takes my track, and I've used my repair kit. So all I can do is sit and shoot at him until he kills me, which he does. But I can't say it's been a bad game. I mean, I've gotten 4 kills and done well over 1,000 points of damage, which was good for a first-class mastery badge, a handful of ribbons, and a high caliber, meaning that I scored more than anyone else in this match, even though we were defeated. Now, because I got an epic battle medal, yeah, I was top on team, as you can see, and over 1,000 points of damage, which really is quite respectable for this tank in a tier 5 match. But because I've got an epic medal, even though we lost, that brings another mechanism Wargame has in place into play, which if you look to the top right, you'll see the notation for courageous resistance. And what this means is if you're on the losing team but you get an epic medal, they compensate you and you wind up getting paid in credits and experience as if you had won, which is what happened here. So, if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe below, and all the usual happy stuff. Have a great day and take care.